Lucifer, son of the morning, I'm gonna chase you out of earth.
Welcome to the Dr. Faustus Show with me, Sam Sanders, and Louis Green.
Hello.
You probably remember us from The Great Gatsby Show. Today, we're going to talk about...
Dr. Faustus.
You guessed it. You know what reading Faustus made me realise?
What?
Jokes about heresy make me lol hard.
Jokes about lollards make me lol hard. How about a synopsis? Where's it set, Sam?
Good question. It's set in Germany, where Dr. Faustus, bored of just his regular studies, felt he needed a greater challenge and more power.
Where does he get this power? How does he get it?
He sells his soul. Dun dun dun! However, this limits his time on Earth to 24 years.
What's he do with these powers for this limited amount of time?
Pure bants. Meets the 7 deadly sins, goes invisible and annoys the Pope.
That sounds sick.
It was, until he finally realises his mistake and is just dragged to hell. Dun dun dun!
Now for a bit of bio. Christopher Marlowe was born in 1564.
It's fine, continue.
He was born in 1564 at Canterbury, Kent. He died of a knife wound.
I heard he got an eyeful.
In Deptford, London, 30th of May, 1593.
His father was a cobbler, which was a relatively poor profession at the time. However, he still remained to be... Speaking like that! He was well educated is what I'm trying to say. Oh my god. That'll do.
Even though he was studying at Cambridge, he travelled abroad on government business. Scholars conclude he was probably spying for Sir William Walsingham's Secret Service. This suggests that he may have infiltrated the Catholic Jesuit community at Rheims in France. This could be consistent evidence towards the idea that he was a member of the Puritan movement, which followed its emphasis on free speech. However, it was speculated that he could have been a double agent. This here shows that how people can get different interpretations from the book.
He left Cambridge for London in 1587 to become a playwright, immediately being successful with Tamburlaine the Great. Tamburlaine foreshadows Faustus in his overweening pride and ambition and his ambivalent relationship with God. In the late 1580s, he wrote Dr. Faustus.
I am a sinner who's probably gonna sin again. Lord, forgive me. Lord, forgive me. Things I don't understand. Sometimes I need to be alone.
As Kendrick suggested, Faustus is a sinner. Let me tell you a little bit more about Faustus. Basically, he's a scholar who finds his studies not engaging enough and instead seeks a thrill in learning the dark arts. He has two main characteristics, intellect and ambition. Intellect is what creates doubt when ambition is not enough, but it is also this intellect which allows for his ambition. He is filled with contradictions, allowing him to act both stupidly and intelligently.
But I'm a creep. I'm a widow. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here.
Sadly, Wagner didn't win X Factor. However, he was a very devoted servant to Faustus, even to the extent that Faustus had a bad influence over him. He provided some of the comedy of the play due to being from a working class and servant background. However, not entirely so, because he can speak very eloquently.
The gender of the angels when performed is important. As to have a stereotype thug-type man for the bad angel and a stereotypically innocent woman as the good angel, this can affect as to how heavy each side is represented. If shown as androgynous, it shows their roles as equal. However, regardless of this, in the story, Faustus always seems to side with the bad angel, as it appears the good angel has a weaker argument. Due to technical difficulties, we are unable to show a picture of the next character.
Mephistopheles. A terrifying devil who has given his loyalty to Lucifer. We see through Mephistopheles what Faustus will eventually become, enduring constant suffering. It is Mephistopheles who acts as a temptation to Faustus. What do you think to the characters?
Well, actually, I have a very interesting point.
Ooh, do go on.
The characters of Dr. Faustus can be seen as allegorical. Some even do not have names. Instead, they represent ideas rather than being fully rounded characters. For example, the good angel and the old man represent virtue in contrast to the evil angel and the seven deadly sins who represent evil. In fact, you could even say Lucifer and Mephistopheles are allegories of the temptation to deny God. Now for the question on everyone's minds, like literally, yeah? How about the structure of the play?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. It can be seen as a tragedy, revolving around the downfall of the protagonist due to a flaw. There are many flaws to the flaws.
Who wrote this crap? Ugh.
There are many flaws to Faustus.
At least it makes sense.
Well, one could be similar to Victor Frankenstein, the pursuit for forbidden knowledge. The fact he is immature when it comes to the usage of his newly attained powers. However, I see it as a morality play. Oh, this should have been you.
No, that could still be you. Because you're just saying, I think about this and that, but then, however, I actually think this myself.
However, I see it as a morality play.
Maybe it should be me that says it.
Recognizing the nature of God. You've seen that typo.
Through mistakes.
Through mistakes. Through mistakes. And a narrative technique.
You clearly have a burning passion for literature.
You know me.
Good job.
Too well.
I'll reveal all. Milo uses the choruses to help move along the narrative as well as pass time. The use of monologues to express emotions and the developing thoughts and ideas of Faustus. Some have said that the narrative is not focused on plot, but instead focused on the changing development of the soul. Something that's really been bugging me, right? I just really need to know. I need to know some critical readings.
I'm just so glad it finally got brought up. Just such a good idea. First of all, let's take time to look at this as a play. Many theorists argue that it is through the staging, who is cast, and the costume that the ideas are conveyed, rather than just the text. The text in this reading is suggested to be just a blueprint.
This leads to the reading of the play as like a carnival, a participation in acts out of the ordinary, allowing for rebellious actions against authority, allowing people to release anger on certain issues and have it return to normal, similar to how Shakespeare used at Greenworld to subvert roles and experiment with society. It can be seen as part of Dr. Faustus, especially in his actions against the Pope. His behaviour goes out of the bounds of what is normally accepted. Hey, Louis, you have psychology, don't you? I mean, I know you did drop the AAS and are now, despite that, taking it as a university degree. So I figured you'd be the best person to give us a psychoanalytical reading, so why don't you?
Very funny, Sam. Often, psychoanalytical readings used to see the characters as real, and a way into reading the author's character. Another aspect of the psychoanalytical literary criticism is from the ideas of Jacques Lacan, who is concerned with the relationship between identity, language, and desire. According to Lacanian psychoanalytical criticisms, both language and desire are functions of lack. Lack is considered to be the absence of the object of desire.
You really are a master of your field. So in Dr. Faustus sees himself as a desiring subject, listing his achievements but still finding them unsatisfactory. They fail to fulfill his emptiness, which therefore constitutes to his identity. As a result, he turns to further his knowledge in the only area he hasn't before: magic.
Now that is interesting.
You wanted to cut me off. Thank you for listening to the Dr. Faustus show. I really hope you enjoyed it. I've been Sam Sanders, and I'd say that I was the intelligent one. I would say Louis was the master of psychology.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, so thank you for listening. Goodbye.
See you, lads.
Lucifer, son of the morning, I'm gonna chase you out of earth.